So, we're here in week 2 of the Trump administration, and there has been a lot. You might even feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of news coming at you. The Trump administration has issued more than 70 executive orders, taken numerous executive actions, and made all sorts of policy and quasi-policy statements, and even rescinded an especially confusing one already. This is all deliberate. It's called flooding the zone. Throw so much stuff at politicians, civil society groups, journalists, voters, the world, that they'll likely miss a ton of important things and not know what's most important to focus on. Today, I want to cut through that as best I can. This is the first in a series of videos looking at the Trump administration's actions so far. To start, I'll take a look at what threatens to do long-term damage to the future of our republic. A lot has been said about defending democracy, but I've always felt that was too vague. In these next 3 or so videos, I want to try to be clear about the danger. Later on, I'll look at some genuinely harmful but survivable actions by the administration. I also think there have been some welcome corrections. Some of it is just the same as it ever was. But a few things are truly awful. If we lose these battles, then America will be permanently damaged. Let's dive in. First up, for this video, pardoning the January 6th insurrectionists and criminals. These violent, politically motivated thugs are now free. They attacked cops, tased them, beat them, sprayed chemicals in their faces. They threatened the members of Congress. They threatened the vice president. All of this in Trump's name in order to prevent the peaceful transfer of power based on Trump's false BS that the 2020 election was stolen. Now Trump has pardoned or reduced the sentences of more than 1,500 convicted criminals who took part in the attack and in the occupation of the Capitol on January 6, 2021. By the way, that is a perfectly legal presidential act, constitutional and everything. So why are these pardons so important? What is it about this that makes it existential to the republic? It's because the pardons have become part of an interlocking system. First, Donald Trump has found thugs who have already proved that they are willing to commit organized political violence in service of himself or whatever cause he identifies, no matter how far-fetched. Second, as I said, Trump officially has the pardon power. No question there. But add to that the Supreme Court ruling from last year that says presidents are now fully immune from any legal consequences for so-called official acts. In other words, Trump can never be held legally accountable for pardons, no matter how egregious they or the underlying crimes might be. Third, he actually went ahead and did the pardons, rewarding the politically motivated criminals for their crimes and helping to make many of them personally loyal to him, not the country, not the Constitution, to him. So now you have baked into our political system a perfectly legal way of allowing organized political violence to be used and protected, all in service of one man. Trump pioneered this get-out-of-jail-free approach for personalized political violence and got away with it. It's concerning enough that he'll use it again. That's a long-term danger if he does. But even if he doesn't, the path has been cleared for future actors. Commit political violence, rinse with pardons, repeat. If this becomes normalized, we're screwed. It took everything I had there to not use a stronger word. By the way, this warning goes for any of the MAGA sympathetic people too. Unless we really do descend into one-man rule, and it's so great that Trump is joking about how he might have a third term, we will have a different president someday. This capability will now be built into the system. Fantastic. What to do, you might ask? Well, Trump can get away with doing this. Again, pardoning is a constitutional presidential power. There's nothing Congress or the courts can do. and the Supreme Court has made him immune. The only real punishment is public opinion, with Trump's reputation taking a hit. Elected officials aren't exactly lining up to criticize him, especially Republicans, either because they're full-on cult members or scared for their jobs or personal safety. Democrats, as usual, are feckless. That leaves voters. You and me, and, well, I just don't know. Polls show that most people didn't want the pardons to happen, but they did. Will they punish Trump and Republicans going forward? I don't know. And that takes us back to flooding the zone. The pardons will get lost in the shuffle. No sustained outrage will be generated. No one will vote based on them. It'll all just be swamped by the flow. That is, I worry, until he needs his troops again. Next time, I'll drill into more of what I see as true long-term existential threats to the Republic that are brewing here in Trump 2.0. That time, I'll talk about the weaponization of the Justice Department. In the meantime, good luck, America.